California Tribal Families Coalition is ensuring that tribes have a voice in protecting their children and families.
The coalition is made up of 50 member tribes out of 109 federally recognized tribes in California. The more that we're advocating together and unifying that voice, the stronger it is. Over the past 100 years, tribal kids were removed from their tribal communities and placed in boarding schools. The forced removal of Native children into boarding schools was a national policy to assimilate the children enough that they can melt into the mainstream of America. My grandma was taken to boarding school. She was just 5 years old. There's so much generational trauma from those federal and state policies that created broken families.
The Indian Child Welfare Act, or ICWA, was passed by Congress in 1978 to protect against those past wrongs.
California Tribal Families Coalition is ensuring that the protections under the Indian Child Welfare Act are actually being implemented in California. We advocate for policies that serve to protect tribal children and families. We provide training to those policies, and then we will get involved in litigation if we have to in order to enforce those policies. So one of the things as ICWA workers, we're often fighting so hard for our families to get services. And living in rural communities.
CTFC has absolutely transformed our ability to advocate on a state and federal level. They were able to do a lot of listening sessions with us, take those concerns and turn them into legislation. Emma's mom, my sister, she was pregnant at a young age and was struggling with her mental health. The family intervened and made a plan with her mom for Emma to come live with me. She's been with me ever since.
I always am investigating my own family or trying to figure out who I am, because who wouldn't want to know who they are?
It is vital for kids to remain connected to their tribal culture and community. When they don't, they struggle with mental health, they struggle with connection, they struggle in all aspects of their life.
That when we walk into a state courtroom, mom, dad, child, and of course county or agency all have publicly funded legal counsel. The only party in that courtroom that has a right to be there that doesn't have publicly funded legal counsel is the tribe. And that is just
California Tribal Families Coalition has started a program that provides free legal representation to tribes in cases involving their children.
The leadership of the coalition has worked really hard to create infrastructures locally. When you ask for help, you get it, in terms of legislation, in terms of resources, in terms of work. They're very invested in us being successful.
Being able to keep her connected to her tribe, culture, and community has really helped her mental health and her identity. We were able to give her a flower dance.
There's a part of the dance where everyone in the community will come together and they'll sing for you. Just hearing how much I was loved by my own community was a huge turning point for me.
All of the protections that we've been able to put in place for kids and families are now under threat. We feel very passionate about keeping our kids in our communities, not just for their best outcomes, but for our community's best outcomes.